Every October, as the leaves become brown, nightmarish festivities sweep through the town. They go out to malls and raid costume stores to dress up as monsters and creatures of gore. They put hats on their heads and masks on their faces, and hang up decor in all sorts of strange places. And as we approach this day of Halloween, it's time to review things of a more haunting theme. And to start, we'll be going somewhere much renowned, where monsters and ghosts can exist all year round. A town with strange secrets, despite being small. A mysterious place known as Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls, it is good to be back! Oh, wait a minute, we never left. Yeah, we recently did one of those unscripted videos on sock opera, and I said in that video that we'd get back to the show at a later date, but I wasn't expecting it to be this soon.
Every once in a while, we will do shows that are outside of MP fandom, like Doctor Who, Gravity Falls, etc.
And the reason we picked this episode is because, well, we've decided that for the entire month of October, we'll be reviewing things with a darker, creepier, and more Halloweenish theme. We'll call it Nightmare Month. And since this episode, Little Gift Shop of Horrors, was literally advertised as a Halloween special, I think it's a good place to start.
So, let's get this thing rolling!
We begin with some dramatically lit backgrounds as you, a lonely traveler whose heart broke down outside the Mystery Shack, are greeted by Stan, who invites you inside in either the creepiest or the funniest way possible. He's going to tell tales, designed to sell merchandise.
Oh my gosh, this is the cutest thing imaginable!
Stan tries and fails to show you some merchandise, but upon finding a disembodied hand, decides to come up with a backstory for it to explain the high price. It's called Hands Off. Also, it's a shame we're focusing on this hand because I'd have loved to buy the Eye of Sauron.
So would I. Duh.
This story has Dipper, Mabel, and Stan going to a swap meet. Stan sees some fake gold watches he likes and decides to make a deal, but the person behind the stand is actually a witch.
So the weird hand witch hag thing is telling Stan he can't buy merchandise because the wind is whispering his name. I think she needs help. Serious help.
When Stan tries to reach for a watch, the witch stops him and tells him to get his hands off of her merchandise, and with distorted vocals too, but Stan steals a watch anyway.
So Dipper's all like, you shouldn't have done that. That would have sounded like she just cursed you. Ah!
But the next morning, Stan finds out that he has no hands. Oh, there are so many cheesy hand puns I could make. Gee, Stan, you look like you could use a hand. I've got to hand it to you. You really know how to keep getting yourself in trouble. Gee, Stan, you really know how to take matters into your own hands. Oh, wait, you don't have any.
Cobalt! Just stop! No! No!
Oh, can you not handle the awesomeness of my puns?
You have left me no choice. Cobalt, shut up. Whatever you're doing, just shut up. No.
I have no clue what just happened.
And that's just the way I like it. Clueless!
Stan decides that he doesn't need his hands back since the witch was just being a jerk for taking them away. But after slipping with his mug, he asks Mabel to make him those things.
So now there's a montage of what Stan does during the day, and him completely failing with the failed hands that Mabel made.
Stan decides that he's going to need to see the Hand Witch, who lives in a creepy dark cave full of living hands. And as it turns out, the curse can only be broken with a kiss. Actually, the witch was just making things up to meet boys.
Oh. That's not cool. So now Mabel is going to do a home makeover, and I'm pretty sure this won't end well. Yeah.
Actually, it does wind up working, I think. And now that the witch's cave actually looks presentable, she can actually lure men inside.
I don't like how she's trying to lure men inside of her cave. Just sounds weird.
Well, she is an evil witch that steals hands, so I guess anything goes now.
I guess so.
The witch lets Stan go with his hands and returns to her crippling loneliness. Her words, not mine. But then a guy comes by, and they seem to hit it off, I think?
Okay, this, I'm positive, will not go well.
Well, you didn't fall for that hand story at all, so Stan has a different plan in mind. Sell waddles?
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
And just like with the last piece of merchandise, Stan makes up a story to try and sell you on this thing that is obviously a family pet. It's called A Baconing! Seriously, that's the best title ever.
Nope. So Mabel and Wallace are being weird, and Dipper is trying to solve the what the heck occasion.
Shoot, you're in Radiator Springs.
It's like a spherical Rubik's Cube. To help him solve the puzzle, he finds a perception room that should give him advanced knowledge if rubbed on the forehead overnight.
A horrible pun.
But Waddles, being the pig that he is, eats up all of the mashed up mushroom and starts reading the encyclopedias.
So Waddles becomes super smart, builds up some sort of super smart contraption, and bam! He's some sort of genius pig.
Mabel doesn't seem to be too happy with Waddles transforming into the pig Stephen Hawking, but Dipper is thrilled, and so they go out and invent things. And while Dipper and Waddles are building all kinds of cool gadgets, Mabel is dealing with crippling loneliness. Her words, not mine.
So Waddles and Dipper make this huge smarticle accelerator, which will make Waddles even smarter than ever, which won't be good for Mabel.
Also, smarticle accelerator? They just took the phrase particle accelerator and changed out 2 of the letters.
Exactly.
This machine could solve all of the world's biggest problems, right down to the meaning of life.
And Waddles sacrifices it all for Mabel. So sweet.
Wait a minute. This machine could solve all the problems of everyone in the universe, presumably including things like world hunger and poverty. And now Waddles destroys the thing just to be with Mabel? Normally a sacrifice like this is sweet, but the fact that this machine could basically save the world and make life perfect sends out all sorts of bizarre mixed messages.
Wow, selfish much?
And now that I think about it, that short wasn't very creepy.
Exactly.
I figured they'd up the creepiness a little, what with this being a Halloween episode and all. Stan decides that selling the pig was a bad idea, and instead decides to go for the spooky movies. And with that, we move on to the last short in this, Clay Day. I love how the title card is made of actual clay.
So they watch some stupid show that Mabel likes, and Rebel Stan says that they should watch some movies from his time.
Only one problem. Mabel is absolutely terrified of the stop motion they used to use in old movies.
So now Mabel's all scared and hiding in the laundry bin, and the whole entire squad goes over to the animator's house to prove that Mabel has nothing to be scared of.
Except that there is, since the clay figures are alive in actual size. I love how this puts a twist on the typical Face Your Fears storyline, and that in this version, the thing she's afraid of turns out to be just as scary as she said it was.
Now she's still scared of it, but now she knows it's national! But anyway, some of the clay people things have captured most of the squad, and they're going to turn them into clay.
According to Harry Claymore, the guy who directed the movie we saw earlier, the stop-motion figures are made to animate themselves through black magic in order to save time. But when computer animation came along, stop-motion was no longer needed, and so Claymore's figures went insane and enslaved him.
So now Mabel conquers her fear and makes the big giant Cyclops into a giant star, which she thinks defeat the whole entire clay army of whatever. Yay.
Since you didn't want to buy any of the stuff that Sam was trying to sell, he decides to, you know what, the twist ending is so funny we're not even going to spoil it. So that was Little Gift Shop of Horrors.
I liked it. I would give it a 4 out of 5.
This was definitely a fun episode, and I did enjoy watching it, but I'll say this. I'd much rather get one big, long Gravity Falls storyline than 3 short ones. The shorts were all fun to watch, and I really liked how they tied them all together with Stan's merchandise, but there are plenty of better episodes than this one. On top of that, it didn't really have much to do with Halloween. With A Baconing especially, it felt like they just had an idea for an episode that they couldn't use. Then again, Gravity Falls already deals with Halloween stuff on a regular basis. Ghosts, shapeshifters, demons, etc. And you can't even really set it during Halloween since Dipper and Mabel are on summer vacation, and you only get that loophole once. So it's definitely a good episode, but you could watch this one in July and it would have the same effect. 4 out of 5.
Thanks for watching our video. See you next time.
Well, I saw the thing coming out of the sky. It had a one long horn and one big eye. Like a mister shaking in the city. It looks like a purple people eater to me. It was a one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn flying purple people.
Now I want you to go back in time in your mind to when you trick-or-treated but always would find that one spooky house with the lights always out, and you never quite got what it was all about. They were probably just not into giving out sweets, didn't like the sugar that kids like to eat, but maybe, just maybe, the darkness it flaunted was a secret sign that the place was haunted.